Hello, this is Raymond Posch with a new episode of New Ways of Being. And once again, I'm going to read an article to you. Um, and this is just as important as the others. When we talk about evolution of consciousness or awakening, which is another word for evolution of consciousness, it is um, it is important to we need to evolve as a species. And a key aspect of that is love. And this article is about love. And I'm talking about universal love. So this article is from Deepak Chopra from his Substack. And this is dated June 8th, 2026. It's called The Awakened Heart When Love Becomes Who You Are. Reframing love. It is strange to realize that the spiritual value of love is blocked by our everyday experience of love. That's because in everyday life, we restrict love to only selected people and things, while excluding those we think don't deserve love. This attitude is linked to the small ego and its needs. The awakening process expands consciousness and a new perspective dawns. Love becomes the most fundamental feature of an awakened heart. When the small, isolated ego is in charge, love is reduced to emotion, attraction, romance, and sentimental warmth. All are pleasurable experiences, but they can come and go. In the worst cases, someone you love can become an object of betrayal and hurt. Even in the best case, when mature love has grown over the years, the prospect of losing the beloved is a threat. It can feel like losing a part of yourself. The awakened heart doesn't deprive you of the love you feel now. It takes you to the source of love, which is unconditional and unchanged by the ups and downs of emotions and relationships. Freedom from your story. Before awakening, everyone lives a personal story centered on the ego's many complex needs and desires. If you are fortunate, your story contains some fulfilling experiences of love. But there is one thing you can never get from living even the most favored story. A story can't make you complete. Love, in the spiritual sense, is part of being complete. It isn't a special quality isolated on its own. The same source that delivers experiences of beauty, truth, compassion, and creativity brings unconditional love. The love you feel now or have felt in the past is a glimpse of your source. Completeness or wholeness is your real nature. It isn't necessary to view it only in glimpses. The essence of awakening is to reconnect with who you really are. Your true self effortlessly brings you a new perspective on love, just as it brings a new perspective on life as a whole. Love in the unfolding chapters. As a person moves through the awakening process, priorities naturally shift. Status accumulation and winning arguments begin to lose their grip. What takes their place is genuine connection, presence, and meaningful values. Biology itself reminds us of this shift. When we live in states of love and connection, the body responds with signals of ease, bonding, and well being, just as anxiety and isolation register as tension and stress. As awakening continues, every new season of life is about deepening into what has always mattered, being here with love. Love as recognition of self in all. At the level of appearances, you and I seem to be separate people, each with a distinct body, history, and personality. But appearances are like frames in a film. The light shining through the film is what makes it visible. You and I are here because the light of consciousness makes us manifest. Our true nature is not the body that changes or the mind that is constantly active, but the awareness in which body, mind, and world appear. To recognize this is to see yourself in everyone. Love, in this sense, alters your perception. In every interaction, you are encountering another expression of the same consciousness that you express as me, in quotes. When you look at anyone and sense an inner life as real and valid as yours, the boundary between self and other thins and becomes transparent. This thinning is the beginning of unity consciousness, in which love ceases to be an exception and becomes the natural way of awareness relates to itself. Simple practices of lived love. It is not enough to understand interconnectedness. It must be lived in simple, practical ways. Daily life is the laboratory where love either contracts into old habits or expands into new possibilities. Listening as presence. Choose one conversation today in which you let go of the impulse to advise, fix, or compare. Instead, listen as awareness itself. Open, curious, non-defensive. Notice how the field between you softens when the other feels truly received. Silent goodwill is another practice. As you move through your day, at the grocery line, in traffic, on a call, silently offer goodwill. May you be safe. May you be at ease. You do not need to feel affection. The intention itself aligns you with a deeper field of love. So he's saying here, when you silently offer goodwill as an intention, may you, the other person, be safe. May you be at ease. Seeing beyond roles and age. When you meet someone, especially across a generational divide, consciously look past their role, parent, elder, colleague, or difficult person, and sense the same awareness that lives in you. This simple shift restores dignity where labels and expectations have obscured it. Small blessings. Before eating, meeting, or sending a message, pause for a brief inner blessing. May this serve connection. Such micro intentions subtly reorient your day from self-protection to shared being. Each of these is modest, but together they retrain perception. Slowly, the habit of seeing others as objects in your personal story gives way to sensing them as expressions of the same vast presence that moves through you. Love and the sacredness of life. When love is recognized as the fabric of being rather than a passing mood, life takes on a different quality. Ordinary moments, a hand on a shoulder, sunlight on a table, quiet laughter shared, begin to feel saturated with meaning. This is what it means to say that love makes life sacred in every chapter. Sacred does not mean solemn or distant. It means that existence itself is experienced as worthy of reverence, not because it conforms to your preferences, but because it transparently shines with awareness. To live this way is to discover that beneath all change and uncertainty, there is a continuity of love, an unbroken intimacy with life that supports you in every new beginning. And that is the end. So I hope this is helpful to you to think about love in a new way, an awakened way. And you have a great day and a great life.